In the next few videos, I will walk you through Excel's database function. We will build in, or, and other logical functions and use nested functions as well. We will use lookup and reference functions such as index and match. We will apply financial functions such as PV, which is present value, FV, which is future value, and NPV, which is net present value. We will touch on text functions such as concatenate, exact, and replace. And finally, we will apply multiple criteria in functions such as SUMIFS, AVERAGE-IFS, and COUNTIFS. Now, before we get started, you will need to open Microsoft Excel and open the Paradise Lake Resort Financials, which is the PLR financials -06.xls file. You should have a copy of this file. I emailed it off to students. If you're unable to find the file, you can also look in Blackboard. There should be a copy in Blackboard. So just some quick definitions before we move into the demo. Database function simply performs a mathematical or statistical calculation, and that would only happen. It only happens if the data meets certain criteria, right? So, as an example, the DSUM function, which if you were to go into functions, let's just move this up here a bit, and you were to look into, if you were to click database, here you can scroll down. If yours is not up top as the most recently used, you can just scroll down, select DSUM, and you can see the DSUM function will only sum or total only those cells that match a specified criteria, and we'll go through a quick example. So a database simply refers to the entire range of cells. In this example, this range of cells from A6 all the way to K19. This will represent a database because it has your rows of data with labels and columns. Now, a record in the database refers to each row in the database. This is the record on Christopher Bowman. This is the record on Chad, Corey, and along with Wyatt and Dennis. These are all records within this database. Now, a single item in this database, a single piece of data in this database is referred to as the database field. So bear in mind, database refers to the entire range of cells, record refers to each row in the database, and a field refers to a single column, a single piece of data in a column within the database. When you build a database function, you must follow the same syntax or structure. So if I were building a database function in here, they all follow the exact same function, the same structure. So DSUM, and here it tells you the structure is you have to list the database, which displays, in this example, I'm using DSUM. So DSUM would display the largest value in the field that meets the criteria. You have to list the field, and you have to list the criteria. So we'll touch on this in the next video through an example. Just make sure you have Microsoft Excel open and you have the PLR financials -06 file open as well. Okay.